People going to offices, buying things, laughing with friends. He felt invisible, like a shadow that didn't belong. One evening, he sat at the edge of a park, watching children play. Their laughter echoed in the air, a sound of innocence and freedom. He envied them, the way they lived without fear of tomorrow, without the weight of expectations crushing their shoulders. He closed his eyes and remembered his own childhood, when life was simple, when happiness was just running barefoot in the fields or eating mangoes under the hot sun. But that boy was gone. Now he was a man lost in the maze of survival. The breaking point. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Armin's clothes grew older, his face thinner. He had stopped calling his parents regularly, afraid they would sense the truth in his voice. His phone was filled with unanswered messages from friends who once studied with him. Many of them now had jobs, some even abroad. He avoided meeting them. He couldn't bear the questions, the pity, or the judgment in their eyes. One night, after another rejection email, Armin sat in the darkness of his room. The only sound was the ticking of a small clock. He clenched his fists and whispered to himself, "Why me? What did I do wrong?" Tears welled up in his eyes, but he quickly wiped them away. Men were not supposed to cry, he thought. Yet, in that moment, he realized he was not just jobless, he was losing himself. The silence, the loneliness, the endless failures, they were eating him from inside. A ray of light. The next morning, Armin woke up with swollen eyes but also with a strange determination. He looked at his certificates again. They were not useless. His skills were not worthless. Maybe he had been waiting too long for someone else to give him an opportunity. Maybe, just maybe, he had to create his own. With the little money he had left, he went to a small internet cafe. He searched for freelance work, online tutoring, anything that matched his abilities. It wasn't easy. He didn't have a laptop, just his phone, and sometimes the internet connection was weak. But he refused to stop. Days of effort turned into weeks, and slowly, things began to change. He got his first small task, teaching English online to a student abroad. The payment was tiny, but when the money arrived in his account, Armin felt something he hadn't felt in months: hope. The first step forward. With each small job, Armin learned, improved, and grew. He wasn't earning much, but he was no longer empty-handed. He started saving a little, paying part of his rent, and even sending a small amount to his parents. His mother's voice on the phone was filled with pride. "See, I told you, my son will make it." Armin smiled, tears welling in his eyes again, but this time they were not from pain. He realized something